I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the bank is closed.
What the hell is going on?
Right this way.
What way?
Again, what are you doing?
Sabrina Hollis, Maurice Webb, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit bank robbery.
What?
Excuse me? I think you have the wrong person. You have the wrong
Ma'am,
person.
behind your back.
I'm sorry. What is going on here?
Get him out of here.
Get your hands off of me. This is some bullshit. Get off.
Does Danny know you're doing this?
You know him.
Okay, Sistas fans, now look, you all know I didn't care for the finale much, but I don't really have much to say about the ending of the episode when Fatima and, well, not Fatima, but Sabrina and Maurice got arrested. Sorry about that. I just did a Fatima related video, so you know that name's on my mind. But I think what really was needed in this episode, and I can't believe me of all people are saying this, but we needed a Q scene. We needed just a brief moment where we saw Q show up at Logan's office and, you know, hand over the recording and have Logan listen to it, because to me, I still can't believe, look, for those who want to say it, don't. It's just a TV show. You didn't write it. It's not real. It's the fact that I would like to hear how Maurice sounded on the recording, because if you go back to the episode where he got, you know, set up by Q to give a quote-unquote confession to him and Sabrina being the masterminds of the robbery, I would have liked to have seen if Q pulled a Hayden and recorded without Maurice knowing, and then edited the confession to make it seem legit. That's the only way I wouldn't be sitting here questioning the competency of Logan and the feds, because I'm just sitting here like, this doesn't seem, okay, we've seen Zach get arrested for not paying child support for a child that has yet to be proven to be his. Okay, we've seen many of things in this show that don't line up with how things work in the real world. But at the same time, this would have really helped the cliffhanger ending have more weight. I think that instead of spending so much time with Bio and Sabrina in the juice store, we could have gotten that Q scene. You know, even if they would have cut it by like a minute or so. I'm not asking for like a 10-minute Q scene. Trust and believe, we got way too much Q and Maurice and Calvin in the season. But just a brief scene to kind of explain the story would have been great, because I didn't mention this in my review, but during the live stream, some people felt the same way. Despite the fact that we did kind of jump from one scene or location to the next, it felt like there were bits and pieces of the episode that were missing. Like, for example, Gary asking Hayden, so what do you need from me in regards to filing the lawsuit against Andy? We just cut away to somewhere else. You know, it just felt like bits and pieces, like the Karen thing. I did a separate video where I felt like there should have been at least one brief follow-up scene that was nothing more than maybe 20 or 30 seconds, if that, towards the end of the episode, where, you know, we saw Pam taking Karen off screen to like maybe a back room of the salon when she noticed she was bleeding. And maybe like a stinger for the end of the episode could have been Pam rushing out from the back screaming for someone to call 911. We didn't get that. It's kind of left to the imagination as to what happened. Now, when it comes to Logan, sure, he stopped by the airport to talk with Danny, but again, this would have been better if it would have been like, okay, let's see Q giving the tape over to Logan, having him listen to it, so by the time he gets to the airport waiting for the feds, he's set in his ways like, yeah, okay, so I know Danny's friend is in trouble. So again, we don't get any of that. So I think that at the end of the episode, we didn't even need the whole Sabrina possibly thinking about calling Calvin, or, you know, recapping yet another Bio encounter like, you know, hey, the date was weird, he was talking about Danny. They could have given us more Q stuff, or at least that one scene. But that's just me. How do you feel about it? I honestly feel nothing, because I haven't cared about the Q storyline, which in turn led to this arrest. I do feel kind of bad for Sabrina, but there have been a couple of times, didn't she, earlier in the season, after Q got out, I think that she went to the bank, you know, for work, and saw Maurice and Q standing out there together. And then when Q showed up after he took flowers from one of those trucks that Bio had sent, it's just one of those things where even Sabrina, she had moments where she could have called. She's a bank manager. Shouldn't she have called the cops like, hey, the guy that robbed the bank showed up again. Shouldn't you all be doing something about it? And I'm not saying that Sabrina is completely innocent in not taking action against Q, but Maurice is the biggest offender in this. You know, yeah, Calvin played his role by, you know, saying that Q could stay out here. And hell, wasn't it one time where, yeah, I think it was the same scenario of the day that Q came in the bank with the flowers. Like, he went back saying, I will be on your porch for your steps, you know, and then Maurice gets home. Turns out that Calvin had let him in. Hey, your boy was sitting on the steps like a stray cat, so I let him in and he fixed dinner. It's just stupid to me how everybody's been written, so that's why I don't really care about the cliffhanger ending. But yeah, I think a Q scene and Logan scene would have definitely helped make the story feel more fluid, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking about nothing. But how do you feel about the arrest at the end? You know, and Sabrina's like, does Danny know you're doing this? Sabrina, I don't think it makes a difference whether or not she does know, but of course she did know you were under investigation. Like, I honestly, I'm surprised that Danny didn't call Sabrina after Logan and the feds left the airport. I mean, it's bad enough she didn't tell Sabrina what Logan said about, hey, the only thing I can tell you is, like, tell Sabrina to get a lawyer, and that's it. Danny didn't even do that. Danny was like, oh, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. And now look at the situation. I mean, Danny's quick to call the girls about tea on anything else that doesn't really matter. But the one time that Sabrina is definitely in danger, you don't call her to warn her? Wow, Danny. Too busy playing with a plastic rose. All right, guys. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. And I'll talk to you in the next one.